Hey everyone, Edward Azar here again from Detroit Progress. At this point you all should have the Streets and Trips program installed into your computer, and I'm going to go ahead and just do a brief overview on some of the features. So obviously up here you have all your typical stuff: file, edit, view. Data, this is where you're going to go ahead and import your data. A GPX file, that's going to be from your GPS device if you have that. Route, this is where you're going to actually set up your routes, and then you have some tools here. So there's going to be a lot of useless stuff for us to have in this program, but I'm going to just go over them one at a time. So here's a legend, which is basically, you have some different things here. Not really so much use as far as this stuff. Nobody that's doing routes is going to have to be concerned of how populated, what the boundaries are, what the transportation is. A lot of this stuff I think is just not really of any use for us. So I'm gonna click X for this one. Let's see, find nearby places. Obviously you can search. I don't know where we're at right now. Okay, so we're in New Mexico here, and it gives me a radius, and I can go ahead and try and find stuff. Again, not any use for us. This one up here has something about coupons. It's absolutely no use whatsoever. This is the one you're going to be using a lot, the route planner. I'll get into this a little bit more, but you're going to have a list of properties here, and everything is going to be already optimized, and you're just going to go ahead and follow the instructions it gives you. Let's see, GPS task pane. Obviously this one's going to be, if you have your GPS installed, you're going to want to go ahead and configure it, and again, I will do a video on configuring GPS at that time. Let's see, your search results. It's again another tool here. I don't use it much. You're going to have driving directions up here, so you can get into it like that. Let's see what else. Navigation pane. This is going to be another one you can use. Get yourself familiar with the program, and it'll treat you good when doing these routes. Okay. So if you're using a mouse, you can scroll in and out using the wheel, up, down. You can zoom in. So I'm going to go to Michigan, as I'm used to dealing in Detroit. Okay, so here's Metro Detroit area for the most part. And if you're on your laptop, you're not going to have a scroll wheel, so you're going to want to use the minus, plus, plus, minus, minus. Okay, and you can switch from a road map to terrain map to political map to road map at night. Now, I've never really had any use to go outside of the road map. It seems to do me well. Let's see. If you're using your laptop and you're in, tight in an area, and let's say you're on Grand River here, and you're supposed to be making a turn, and you don't know where, but you're on your laptop and you can't click around, you can always use the arrow keys, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's just what I'm doing there. Just to maneuver your way around. Works pretty good. We've been doing routes for years using this stuff. So let's see. Okay, so Streets and Trips is all based on pins. Here's some pin options that you have. Obviously you can do all kinds of different pins. Let's just throw, I don't know, let's just throw this deer in there, and we can put a deer at, let's say, here. So you can say, hey, saw deer here. I don't know, whatever you want to do. It's totally customizable, and obviously your deer will show up there. So that's a brief tutorial on how to use Streets and Trips, and it's fairly simple and easy to learn. So again, get yourself accustomed to it, and we'll follow up on the next tutorial how to actually make a route. Okay.